Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. I hope everybody's having a good start to their day so far. It being Thanksgiving week, some of us are choosing to work a little shorter hours. Some of us are choosing to work a little more. Joys of being 1099 and Thanksgiving, right? So today I thought we'd do a little talk about leaving voicemails. We talked kind of about a lead strategy, how to work those, but really when I'm saying leaving a voicemail, what do I mean? In sales, voicemails are extremely powerful and extremely important. And a lot of salespeople overlook them. When I'm sitting there with a new agent, getting them up and running, one of the first things I want to talk about is voicemails because it's how to be memorable. If people are sitting there and you're working with leads that maybe are getting called by 10 different agents, how do you stand out? How do they want to listen to the phone and say, you know what, I actually want to call this person back? So I thought we'd start with being memorable equals getting picked. Very, very true. So happy Motivation Monday, everybody. So kind of the layout as we talk about last week, there are a few new people here. So we're going to go through a tip of the week. We're going to review last week's. Then we're going to get through some trends, what are going on right now. All the trends are really positive. We're in open enrollment. It's a great time to be here. Everything's pretty green and growing. We'll take a look at the sales leaders, who they are, and then some sales technique, which this week is going to be going over how to leave effective voicemails. So the tip of the week, as far as it goes for last week, was about that Nat Gen lead program. I had a lot of people actually reach out about this. It started a lot of really great conversation. So live inbound calls, you wanted them, we're going to deliver them. There you go. All you need is a high-speed internet and USB headset. Keep in mind the calls are not delivered. If you have any questions, you're interested in this, you're saying, hey, it's Thanksgiving week, traditionally a little slower of a week, an open enrollment, which it really means it's extremely busy compared to every other time of year, call agency services. They can help you, they can get you set up, they can do a nice, good, quick walkthrough for you. The tip of the week for this week, I just want to let you know, it was emailed out. It's about the short-term medical rule changes. We have been selling a ton of short-term medical policies. So I just want to let you know, kind of keep it in mind with short-term medical policies with effective dates after April 1st, 2017, there's going to be a new 3-month duration on those. That's as of right now, but with everything that happened in the election and everything that's going on, who knows, that may change and that may not, but these are the new effective policies. So policies with effective dates between January 1st and March 31st, which have durations of 3 months or more, they have to terminate before December 31st. Keep that in mind. And then the next one is that short-term medical policies after April 1st will have a 3-month duration. One quick thing to let you know, we have the new hospital indemnity plan from National General that will be coming out in 2017, early 2017. We have most of the information for that. The brochures and everything are being built for you, so we will go through a training on that coming up kind of soon. So keep in mind, short-term medical rule changes, but there is going to be a new hospital indemnity product coming out for you to sell. So to jump here into the trends, obviously, major medical, there's going to be an increase in sales there, an increase in short-term medical sales as well, with National General, or some people still call it NHIC, leading the way, kind of being the strong player out there. As well as in the accident, it is the AHCP through National General that's leading. So we're kind of leading pretty strong with those National General products, pretty good product portfolio to dive into. With the critical illness, we had a nice increase in that as well with CBL. Colorado Bankers Life. I know some people are saying, hey, that's a little complex for me. I get that. If you've become contracted with National General, keep in mind National General does have a critical illness product if you want to start dipping your feet into that. If you have any questions on how the critical illness products work, please let me know. I've been working with them for years, so we can kind of dive into that more if you'd like to. And then the increase in dental. We've had really good dental sales with open enrollment. Again, I said that last week, I'm going to say it this week. Sell dental with all of your policies. Why? It's going to increase your retention. People are like, it's only $15. What I make on commission isn't a lot on it. I understand that. The point is not about the dental product. It's actually about retaining it and having it stay with you and having your policy stay on the books. We get paid on retention, right? So obviously, really good increases in everything. I do expect this week, as far as it goes, a lot of people have just a slight little decrease in production this week. Just due to the holiday, a lot of people seem to take Thursday off. It's a hard day to sell people on Thanksgiving. So keep that in mind. Some people are really hardcore Black Friday shoppers as well, so trying to call cell phones when people are pushing each other over for Tupperware may not happen, but so don't be surprised by that. But I'll tell you the week after Thanksgiving week, so not this week, but next week will be a busier week. Getting into this December as well, it's going to speed up a little bit, so don't be shocked if, we're going to take a little dip this week, but we're going to shoot right back up. So keep on your toes, listen to this voicemail thing. We'll create some scripts for it, we'll talk about that, and we'll be good to go. So next, taking a look at sales shoutouts, keep in mind that the point behind Motivation Monday is we want to do a quick 15 to 30 minute call to give you the information you need, maybe learn a new sales technique. If you can learn one new sales technique in 15 minutes, that's actually kind of a gift. So we're flying through here with the sales shoutouts. Short-term medical, we have Jacob Gordon leading in with gold there with Golden Rule, just knocked it out of the park. David Taxer with NHIC and Tony Cox with NHIC as well, taking in bronze. David Taxer, good job with your silver. Now just bringing that up, he may have taken silver in short term, but he took gold as far as it goes in ancillary, leading the way with accident and dental products. Silver would be Jacob Gordon, they kind of flip-flopped on that one, and bronze, Andrew Orlikoff with the TrioMed. Keep in mind that TrioMed product. It is really good, it's really powerful. If you are selling a bronze or silver major medical policy, sell that 10K TrioMed to make sure that they have enough for the accident, and then they will have that 10K 3 times for critical illness. So good job on those ones, guys. So as far as it goes for the sales technique of this week, what we're going to talk about is voicemails. Voicemails are extremely important and extremely powerful. What they are going to do is they are actually going to increase your contact rate. You're thinking contact rate, what are you talking about? I'm talking to somebody's voicemail. Well, it's going to make them actually call you back. I will tell you, I get a lot of voicemails on my phone. One of the things I do is I kind of listen to them, try to determine, how good of a salesperson is this going to be? Your voicemail is going to determine a lot. The point behind voicemails is, first off, it is going to save you time. It's going to increase your contact ratio, and it's really going to expand the top of the funnel. Keep in mind, in all sales processes, it's really a funnel. It's going to be leads lead to contact. Contact leads to you actually being able to pitches, which is going to lead to sales. If you can increase the top, that's great. It's going to increase the number of actual people you're talking to, your contacts, which should in turn, hey, if you can increase your contacts by 10, increase your pitches by 2, that's going to increase your sales by 1, which is going to do what to your paycheck? Make it go up. We all love health insurance. We love helping people, but we have to do those things that we're addicted to, which is food, clothing, and shelter. So with those 3 things, we have to make sure that we're actually making sales, right? So voicemails, really what it's going to do is it's going to be increasing that number 2 on the sales funnel. So really contacts. That's what we're focusing on expanding. We talked last week kind of about the leads, how to work them. We have that new inbound lead as far as it goes from NatGen as well, those new lead portfolios. So we can increase the leads at the top, so let's increase the contact. Then we can talk about pitches later on and the end, which would really be closing in sales. So to start off, just an overview of voicemails, we're going to go through just some quick tips. This won't take a lot of time. It's probably about 10 minutes in total here. But the first sales technique for voicemails is be brief. The philosophy of be brief, be bright, and be gone. Okay, so the point with that is you need to have 30 seconds or less. Most people, when they're sitting there holding their phone, they're only going to listen to your voicemail for the first 7 seconds before they determine if they're going to delete you or not. I will get voicemails where I swear the people are telling me the Iliad and the Odyssey on my voicemail. I don't care. I want you to give me 30 seconds of what the heck should I actually care about. You need to do that back, especially with first contact. Why? Because you sit there, you leave a voicemail, you can be like, I should listen to it. Most people actually do. Listening to voicemails is common. But with listening to voicemails, it's going to be, you know what? Is this actually going to be worth my time? So with that, you have to be the total message from start to finish is 30 seconds or less. The most important part is going to be the first 7 seconds. So with that being said as well, we need to be unique. So it's kind of an odd one. Some hints that I've heard out there in the field is people go, I actually don't like to start with my first and last name. You're not starting your voicemail with your first and last name. They're like, nope. I'd like to make people laugh. I like screwing up a voicemail. That was actually one of the agents is like, I like to kind of stutter or screw up a voicemail because that's going to make people stop. Instead of listening to the same smooth sales voicemail over and over, it's going to make the person be like, whoa, this is a little different. this is going to stick out in my mind. And being positive. So one of the things is, don't start with the first and last name. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Like, are you looking for health insurance? Person's gonna be like, what the heck? People don't start with questions. They don't. They usually end with them. Salespeople will end with a question. They say, that's my hook. Why don't you lead with your hook? Why don't you make them pay attention? Why don't you make them care? So one of those things to keep in mind. So don't start with the first and last name. Do something that makes you uncomfortable and leave something to the imagination. So one of the things that people say with the voicemail is give them everything that you do. No, don't give them everything that you do. Give them a concept of what you can do and leave them with mystery. If you give them everything, what's the reason to call them back, right? Kind of the whole concept with sales. So be unique. Don't start with your first and last name. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Stay positive. Maybe reference some research that you've done on their business that prompted the call, but leave something to the imagination. As well with voicemails, here's another thing too that is going to be a really quick hint that will increase it if you do just this one part, okay? Do not tell them what to do ever in a voicemail. Do not ever, and I mean ever tell an adult what to do, especially in sales. If you want to decrease your closing ratio, tell them what to do. If you want to make sure someone's not going to call you back, tell them what to do. Adults hate being told what to do. We do. It's just the nature of it. We've played that game. We went through high school. We've had people tell us what to do our whole lives. We don't care. Don't ever tell someone what to do. Don't tell them what to think. Don't tell them anything. So one of the things that is kind of a slight one that I hear a lot is give me a call back. No, you're telling me what to do. I don't want to do what you're going to tell me what to do. I can be reached. That's how you change it. I can be reached. Not saying, hey, you need to call me. I'm going to give you an idea on what to do as far as it goes. So, hey, you know what? I can be reached back at just that in the end of your voicemail. Please do just that one. If you take nothing else away from this training, I can be reached will increase the number of people calling you back. Don't ever sell as well. Keep in mind the voicemail, the whole point is to get the contact to call you. Don't ever sell them or reference failed attempts. These are things to not do to adults right away. So one of the things about it, I have gotten people, for voicemails, different lead vendors I've worked with saying, hey, you know what, Dan, I've called you 3 times now. Okay, so now I feel bad. Why would I want to talk to you? Do I want to walk into a situation where I'm going to get yelled at, where I'm going to be scolded and feel negative? Don't. I've been to voicemail trainings where they're saying, tell the person how many times you've tried to reach them. Yes, giving somebody negative, starting off with negativity is really going to make somebody want to work with you. Keep in mind, people want their friends and family to work with somebody who's positive, someone who's fun, and someone who's relatable. They don't want to work with somebody who's going to scold them. We avoid being scolded. That's why scolding is a negative word. Don't ever reference failed attempts. If that is something you're doing now, omit that. Don't tell them what to do, so I can be reached instead of give me a call back. Nope, I can be reached, and don't ever reference failed attempts. That's going to just decrease it right away. Another thing too that people don't think a ton about with voicemails, and we'll go through kind of an example voicemail here in a few seconds. With voicemails is as well as timing. When do you actually leave a voicemail? We talked about this last week a little bit, and if you haven't listened to last week's Motivation Monday, it's actually at AHCPsales.com in the training section. It was about how to work leads, like when should you leave a voicemail, what kind of email should you be sending, what types of voicemails should you leave. This one is just with timing. Always leave a voicemail on the first call. Why? Because you know what's going to happen? They don't have your number. They don't know who you are. They have no idea what's going on. Leave a voicemail on the first call, because then they're actually going to be able to do it. Also on off-peak hours. So first call you do it. If you're going to call them again during a lunch hour, that's an off-peak hour, leave a voicemail. If you're calling them later in the day, leave a voicemail. Why? Because they're going to see a voicemail and they'll actually have time right at that moment to listen to it, and it's going to increase the times that they're going to call you back. Some people say, I leave voicemails on every call I ever do. Sure, but that's going to be an extra 30 seconds on every call that you do. If you take a look throughout the day, you could probably make 40 extra calls instead of trying to just leave voicemails on everything. If you leave it on the first call, so make a call, leave a voicemail, If you call them back a half hour later, they actually are going to think it's something super important. They will pick up their phone. But leave it on the first call, do it during off-peak hours, and then stagger what time you leave them. If you've been leaving voicemails for your clients always between the 10 o'clock hour and you're not getting people to call you back, maybe they're not listening to them at the 10 o'clock hour. Stagger what time you leave your voicemails. Try to not keep consistency, because if you keep too much consistency with your voicemails with customers, they're going to be able to predict you, and then they're going to know how to avoid you. So do it as far as timing goes during the very first call, always during the very first call. Do it during off-peak hours, and then stagger what time that you leave them. So to take a look at a voicemail script, this is from an agent. So, hi John, you inquired about affordable health insurance coverage. Looking at the rates for 2017, and I know they seem high. My name is, first and last name, with AHCP, and what I do is I work with dozens of different companies and find my customers the most thorough and affordable health and dental insurance possible. My services are free and I can be reached at. Quick, to the point, didn't start with his first and last name, right? Bam. Pretty easy, quick voicemail. If this is something, hey, take a screenshot right now. Use it. If you want this script afterwards, reach out. I actually have a few other voicemail scripts as well that we can take a look at. This is nice, it's quick, and honestly it takes about 15 seconds to do. One thing during open enrollment that's important is to have scripts made for your voicemails, because that's going to help you become a little more automated and work through things quicker with all the stress going on, and you in the back of your mind saying, hey, I have a customer who I have to sell this type of policy to, but I got this new lead I have to work. Script it out, keep it down, make it easy. Start with it being interesting, get into a little bit about what you do. I always tell them, your services are free because they don't cost the client anything, they cost the companies that you're selling money, and then that you can be reached. Note how this person did not say, give me a call back. So these are some pretty quick, pretty easy voicemail hints for you. I would take them, I would implement them. So keep it quick, keep it interesting, keep it positive, avoid telling people what to do, avoid selling too hard, and make sure when you're doing them that you do them on your first call and that you stagger the times. If you do have any questions on this or additional voicemail training, we do have an additional voicemail video on our AHCP sales site. We also have our lead working videos. We have 2 different ones on there on our AHCP sales site as well. If you want this script or any help with your voicemail scripts that you're creating right now, feel free to email training@ahcpsales.com. That will go to me. You can say, hey, Trainer Dan, I have some questions for you, and just jump right into those. I will no problem helping you with them. So I just want to thank you guys for your time today. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys a little bit next week, hearing about some really good successes over Thanksgiving. But with this, if you are afraid of being forgotten, then do something memorable. That is always a useful one. If you have any questions or you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope everybody's going to have a great selling week here during Thanksgiving.